My name is Anthony Allen, welcome here to my YouTube channel, and in this video I'll be continuing a 10-part series for Final Cut Pro 10 beginners. This is lesson 2 and it's coming up right now. My name is Anthony Allen and welcome to part 2 of this 10-part Final Cut Pro 10 tutorial series. In this video I'm going to show you how to import media to your project. If you missed part 1, I definitely advise you go back to that lesson, as you will learn a heck of a lot that will save you time and headache in future lessons. From here, I want you to move your mouse up to the top tool tab. Then we go to File, and now I want you to scroll down to Import. As you can see, there is more than one type of import that you can make. For most beginners or intermediate editors, you'll be using the Media tab most of the time. But there are also captions that you can import to Final Cut Pro. And you can also import an iMovie iOS project and an XML. From here, I want you to move over and select Media. You can see that a new browser window has been opened up, and there are these different parameters on the right hand side that we can set. For the purpose of this tutorial, if you're following along, I do advise you make a folder full of media that you want to use if you're following along, and put it in a location in which you can remember. Therefore, it would be a lot easier for you to find that media so you can follow along with this tutorial. Now, I know where my media is located, and I've purposely put it in a location so something would happen. Let me show you. So my media is located on the desktop. I'm going to use the drop down menu to open up the desktop, and then there is a folder called Stock for Tutorials 10. Let's press the drop down menu. There's nothing contained within the folder. Or is there? Let's double click. There's nothing contained within the folder. That means that something has gone wrong, because there's definitely media there. So let's back out of Final Cut Pro 10 completely so I can show you what happened. I'm going to click the red X on the browser window. That will not close Final Cut, but it will close the media import window. Then at this point, we're going to make sure that Final Cut Pro is not in enlarge mode. Now I can minimize the program. Let's have a look in this folder and see what's going on. I'm going to double click. Now we can see our media is here, but I also have iCloud enabled on my desktop, meaning that anything that is on my desktop will also be uploaded to the cloud. There's a little cloud icon next to these pieces of media. Every single one of these pieces of media are currently in the cloud, which means when I'm trying to import this media, I can't locate it because it's not there. In order to get this back, we're going to click on these cloud icons just here. I bet you're asking, but isn't that a bit tedious? Yes, it is. But there's another way to do this a lot easier and simple. Click on the X here and we'll go to the whole entire folder. You can do this for the whole entire folder. As you can see, it's in the cloud, and if you click this button, it will download all those pieces of media from the cloud. You can also see a loading bar. The loading bar tells us how long is left and what progress is being made when each of these pieces of media, or all of these pieces of media, are being downloaded from the cloud. Once this is finished, we'll get back into Final Cut Pro. Now that all our pieces of media have been downloaded from the cloud, we will now be able to locate our files as normal. So as we said, we go to File, Import, Media. Now you can see that our files are now there to import. This is brilliant because you can see the name of the file, you can see the start and ending time. You can see when the content was created. You can see the file type, for example, MP3, QuickTime movie file, monosnap file, PNG image. And you can also see the sizes of these pieces of media. Then there's quite a few. There are two actual extra attributes to do with sound and 360 video. You can see that if the video is in the 360 format or a type of 360 format, then you can see what type of sound the piece of media has. Monoscopic, meaning that it has one layer track of audio. Now, before importing, you can actually sample your pieces of media. Let's look for a QuickTime or another type of video file. These monosnap video files here are not actually monosnap video files. It's just a format that is not QuickTime. Monosnap is a player on my Mac. It's just telling me that this is a video file that can be played within the software Monosnap, which means that most likely it's an MP4 and not a QuickTime. QuickTime is the default media file type for videos on Mac. As you can see, this is an MP4 video file, and once we've clicked on it, we have a sample up above. We can sample this video by pressing play. You can also press a skip button, which moves you to the end, or a skip back button, which moves you to the start of the video. Once you're satisfied with your clip and you're ready to import, there are a few different factors on the right hand side that you can consider. For example, when sampling, if you're seeing that there's something wrong with the audio, then you can analyze and fix the audio problems before you even import to Final Cut Pro. This would apply various or the most applicable audio fixing for the problems that are presented. For example, if your video has background noise, Final Cut Pro will try to fix this before importing to your project. Then of course you can separate the audio from the video clip, and you can remove silent channels. Most of this you won't have to mess around with. Most likely the only one you would have to actually have a look at is analyze and fix audio problems. That's if you have really bad audio problems throughout your media clip. Maybe it's a long clip that you've filmed and you don't want to be sitting there waiting for render times in order to fix your piece of video. Of course, another thing you can do is you can balance the colour. This is automatically set as well. Find people is not a function that you will be using, especially if you're new to video editing. Then we have the two more important pieces of information, and that is create optimized media and create proxy media. Optimize and proxy media are two different media types that are created alongside your original media type. As I said, if you saved your project file to the desktop, proxy media and optimized media can bloat the size of your project. Now there is a high quality version of your media file. That is what optimized media is. This is a separate media file so that you can see the best version of your media while you're editing within Final Cut Pro. Or there is a low quality version of your media file, meaning while you're editing within Final Cut Pro, you'll be able to work with a low quality version of your video. Note that you will also see this type of video within your preview window while you're editing. I don't have any of these selected, and I have the original media that will be playing throughout our project. Once you're satisfied, you can actually click import. This will import your media to your project. but I want all of my pieces of media, including the MP3 sound and the PNG images. If you're happy to import all of your pieces of media because you've already checked them over, you can do a simple task of going to the first piece of media, selecting it, holding Shift, moving to the last piece of media, selecting it, and as you've noticed, you've selected all pieces of media. You can then see that you can import all. We're going to select this. You can see that while things are importing, there is a clock dial loading thing here, which is basically telling us about the background tasks that are being completed. You can click on this and it will tell you what Final Cut Pro is completing. It's completing the imports and it's showing you the progress of every single import and piece of media. With an update to Final Cut Pro, on some cases, you'll be able to see the same loading icon on some pieces of media. Once all tasks are complete and the import is complete, you will find that there will be no more background tasks completing. You have now successfully imported your media to your Final Cut Pro 10 project. Next, we'll start moving pieces of these media to the timeline, and we'll start showing you tools that you can use within your timeline to edit your media. If you've enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, and of course stick around here because we have more to come and more Final Cut Pro 10 tutorials. My name's Anthony Allen, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video lesson here on my channel.